Hey guys, without training wheels here. Pretty nice day out. This morning I actually took the bike out. I think I was out for like an hour drive or something like that. But got towards the end of it and came to a red light. Popped my clutch and everything down into to neutral because I stopped at a long red light. And as soon as I got to the point that I could leave and everything, the actual light turned green. I went to pop it down into first, and when I did, it decided that when you're popping it down, you can feel the tension when you're down in first. There's no little gears. When I did that, it just kept feeling there's nothing there. It never hit that stop point. So it then decided that it wasn't first, even though it wasn't, and it took off. So the bike had a little incident along with me. I'm perfectly fine, nothing's wrong. The only thing that happened to the bike is that it was scrape up on the front shield. Um, come down, the fairing scraped. We have another scrape along right here, right where the seam is between the front fairing and the side fairing. The front casing, the light did pop out, so I was able to put that back in. The front casing here is gone. The light was perfectly fine, so the front casing is gone. I actually tried to injure that a couple times there. It's probably a lot of but that's nothing that I didn't. There's some scrapes along the side. There's a crack right there in the fairing. More scrapes right here. That go the whole way back to right here. Right after. Yeah, I'm sure. It was a low speed incident. I'm sure if I had sliders, there would be probably like almost nothing there. But I did have, you have scrapes along here. The handlebar seems a little bent backwards. Not too much. Everything's still drivable. There's nothing wrong with the bike. It still runs just as fine. If you keep going back, you have scrapes along the actual the rear brake, the actual foot peg itself, and then you have some that are actually on the exhaust right there, that furthest mount of it. Other than that, everything else is great. I mean, it ran right after it happened. You have some small scrapes up here. Everything else worked perfectly fine. I mean, I don't know what was going. I've had this incident before. Well, not wrecking or anything, but when I parked the bike, I always try to park it in first itself. And when I did that, usually I have to keep clicking down, and eventually it would go into first, but it would be like 5 attempts after being in neutral to it actually go down. So if I'm clicking down, you should feel that the hard pull. So if I go over, maybe I can show you this, but it's in first right now. So you have the clutch when you're clicking down. It's tight. There's no more. There's no further. But if you're up in neutral and you click down, you have all this leeway, and keep clicking down. See how it stopped right there? That would have been first right there, and that's what it should have did. But I was up in neutral, which is about there, and when I kept clicking down, it kept going like this far, and then when I go click again, it kept going that far. It never actually go into first, so it wouldn't click there and stay like there. So that's what happened. Um, the only thing that's probably gonna stop me from still riding right now is a new helmet. I'll show you guys that. There's scrapes on my helmet. You do have scrapes up on the side here. It's not too bad. It's not major, but that's that. So that's the only thing that's gonna be stopping me from putting out more vlogs. I did have some more footage. I might be able to put out till then, but it's just needing a new helmet, and then I can still ride. Um, so guys, if we take a look at the helmet, this is why I'm gonna wait until I get a new helmet before I start riding. Anytime you have scrapes or anything on a helmet, cracks, anything, you should always replace it. Always good, because you don't want another point that if you have another impact or anything, it could easily break open or create an easier stress point for anything. So if you take a look at the front of the helmet, so this is the front. You have scrapes along the top here, so these are fine scrapes. And knocked off. If you look at the other side, this is the air vents for the top. So you open them or close them, It knocked off the top piece for that. So the piece inside is still in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's no clip anymore. Um, if we look along the side of the helmet, you have more scrapes along the face, and then along the side. Other than that, these white marks are from I attempted to paint it a different color, but the paint turned out stupid. Well, dumber than what I liked. But other than that, those are the main marks that are on it. I mean, you have scrapes here, and you have that. But I'm gonna wait until I get into it. This helmet was free that I got. My father gave me it. So I'm not. I mean, it sucks as ruined, but technically didn't ever fit me perfectly fine. So it's a little bigger than what my head is. So now I'll be able to actually get one that actually fits better. But it served its purpose. I'm sure if I wasn't wearing this thing, I could easily have a concussion and or worse, and I've had those before. So the last thing I need is another concussion. But so that's what will keep me from actually riding, guys. Like I said, the bike is perfectly fine. Besides the scrapes, it probably wouldn't have any if I didn't. If I actually had if I actually had things on there for preventing it from some frame sliders or something. But that's that. If you remember seeing in the video earlier, I showed you on the bike that the windshield had a black mark. I kept that on there so you guys the actual mark itself. Um, since then I've removed it, and that's simple. So when you have plastic and it has marks and everything, you can usually get rid of it. I use 2000 grit sandpaper. You can get this. It's auto advanced. It's 3M. I use this. You just sand it off, sand it down till it's gone. The marks themselves. You still have scrape marks and stuff, and then you use polished compound, and you rub that. I have pads and stuff, and then you rub that around, and that'll get rid of the marks on there. So other than that, everything's there. As soon as I get a new helmet, I'll be riding again. So until then, guys, I'll see about the other videos that I have. I'll put up the reviews of my other equipment that are still perfectly fine. Everything's good. It's just it was just a small collision. I mean, small wreck, but everything else is good, guys. So no worries. Everything's good. So I'll catch you guys around.